doctors. Okay.
I have to take my mom to the doctor today, so I didn't know how long I would be able to stay on here. But
Oh,
love
darling,
it.
yay.
That's
Super
cute.
duper cute. So does the little tab go in the fold where you attach?
mhm.
Because I'm kind of doing freestyle, but I did make a little tab because I vaguely remember that. So what's the purpose of the tab? Do you think it's to grab it? Like kind of be able to access it?
I don't know. This is
Maybe to hook it onto your belt or something like that, belt loops, just to like carry it with you.
this has
Okay.
been crafty.
I would use it for my crossbody. I can take the handle off or whatever, the strap.
Yeah.
I can unclick it. So I would unclick it, slide that onto the skinny strap and click it back on. So I can have someplace to put my sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yay, those are so cute, Suzette. What'd you use for interfacing?
A foam.
Oh,
I was
okay.
considering the foam. I ended up going with the fusible fleece, but I was thinking about using that foam.
So
Do
it
you
really
get-
holds it? Does it really hold its shape with the foam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might try
I-
that.
Next time I make one, I'll probably quilt it first.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I was also thinking it'd be really sweet to put an embroidery design on them.
Mm.
Yeah. But I made them this morning because I have to take my mom to the doctor, and my internet expert IT manager husband has not fixed my internet in here yet. So I have to sit in a certain spot to make sure I get it, and my sewing machine's over there.
Oh, wow. Does he really work in IT, Suzette? Is that his
Yeah.
occupation? And your internet's glitchy.
It's that whole, the shoemaker's children go without shoes.
Right. I was thinking of that this morning. Because it puts the wires through the ceiling and then down, and
Mhm.
so it's as far as the next room over. It just has to come to this room.
Oh,
But it's funny that I can get my wireless right here, but if I move my computer 2 feet over, it's glitchy.
wow. Don't you wish you could see the zone, right? So you'd know where to stand. And here in the studio, I have to be in this corner too. If I go over by the window, forget it.
And you would think that by the way, well, I guess it's where the repeater is or wherever the modem is. If you're closer to the modem, then it works better.
Mhm. Yeah, so like here, the router is 2 floors down, about right where I'm sitting. So
Yeah.
maybe it even travels easier like this versus, I don't know if there's a difference in the waves or not. We need Suzette's husband to tell us.
He was in here with his cell phone this morning. I don't know what he was on, but it has a little meter.
Oh, really?
So he was putting it all over with his little meter, and I'm like,
Can anyone get that meter? I'd like to have that.
I'll ask him
Yeah.
what he uses.
Yeah, I would totally
does.
like to have that because then I could be jacking the internet everywhere I go.
It's like, come on, I told you a week ago, can you just fix it?
Would you please help me, mister?
'Cause I just rearranged my room, and now
Oh,
I'm gonna have to put it all back so that I can,
Oh,
it's been one of those weeks.
Does he
Yeah.
participate in the moving of the furniture?
Oh, no, I don't want him helping me do
Oh,
anything.
okay, I was thinking if you gave the choice that you can either help move the furniture or you can fix the Wi-Fi, it might, give him some motivation.
No, I don't need him telling me what to do. That's
They
why I
are,
like,
yeah.
he works from home and he only goes away on Thursdays.
Oh, no.
And so I tell everybody, don't bother me on Thursdays because I just love being here by myself.
Mhm.
And so my mom made her appointment on a Thursday.
Oh, you were so sad. No, not Thursday.
But I can't say anything to her because then she'll say, well, I'll just take myself then. Like, okay. But she had some spot removed at the dermatologist and they have to go cut some more.
That doesn't sound fun at all. Your brother that is awaiting news, was he with you guys this weekend?
No, he's the one that wanted this whole thing set up, but his family was here. He didn't come, but his family did, but they said he was taking a nap
Uh-huh,
and he didn't really start feeling bad till Monday.
okay.
So, but his wife and daughter and her husband were here and they were all together on the couple days before that, so,
Yikes, see? Oh gosh, crossing my fingers for you.
yeah.
Whew. Okay, so let's see what Kate, are you gonna sew, Casey?
I got home yesterday afternoon, went over to the house. I have no time, had no time to pull it up, but I am going to make one, but obviously I always seem to be having to do as a UFO after you guys do it, because I'm out of sync, but I do have to make a eyeglass case, so I'll watch today and learn from you guys.
Which
Okay,
one are you
cool.
doing, Andrea?
I'm gonna do like a hybrid of yours and the one that I think Lynn shared about the pot holder.
Oh, yeah.
Was
So you
that
take
right?
a pot holder and fold it in half?
Yeah, so I'm gonna use, my own fabric, but I was playing with the binding to see if that would work out. So I did, let me give you the measurements on this. 8 inches across and 7 inches tall. And then I just angled one corner and sandwiched, the fabric right sides out with the fusible. Did I
Mhm.
fuse that to it? I thought I did, but apparently I still need to do that. With the fusible fleece. And then what I'm thinking is I'll put the binding
Mhm.
around it. And I want to fold it like that so you can
Oh, yeah.
access them.
Mhm.
But I thought it would be fun to do something with this little tab. So I was waiting to see where that positioning was on this, because I almost kind of feel like it could come out the top as well.
Mhm. If you did the top and made it a loop on that top flat part, then you could hang it like on one of those hooks you've got back there, and you will know where your
They
your reading
are.
glasses are, because they're on the hook in the case.
Yeah, that's a good idea, I think, Casey. And I do have it a little longer, so I wonder if it will still fit even over a doorknob too,
Mhm. Yep.
kind of like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe in a little towards the center.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's good. And if it's longer, it'll loop around a bag handle or
Right.
put it in the car. It can hang off the car door handle. Yeah,
Or if
I'm
you
now
have, if any of your bags have the removable strap, you could just unhook it, put it on there and hook it back on again. And so then it would be hanging off the side of your bag off the strap.
Yeah, so that's what I think I'm gonna work on, but I was considering quilting it too, just for fun. This is such a tiny
Yeah.
panel. I can practice for my real quilt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You could
let's-
practice some free motion going around the flowers.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, Casey.
Mhm.
And so if I wanted to too, this is kind of like the bobbin work, right? Because I could use the opposite side that had the bobbin stitching more defined
Mhm.
with this one.
Yeah.
So I might try that too. So we'll see. I want to see what Joanne's doing though. She's been working hard the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, can't hear you.
I'm sewing it right now, so you can't see it.
Oh, what? Oh man, can you
Mm.
tell us about it?
In just a minute.
Talk amongst yourselves. It's hard to talk and sew at the same time.
I can say that I did use the foam.
Mhm.
I wasn't sure I was going to find it because I know they don't sell it around here. You'd have to like order it. But because I think I told you the other day that I was going to a fabric store that was going not out of business, but was selling off all their fabrics. Well, they had it and it was half price.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like their notions were all half price. I even got Westerly rulers for half price. I know.
You used the whole hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I did. So so that was fun. I didn't get the kind of fabric in particular that I was looking for, but that's okay. I still found some good stuff. Of course.
yay.
Joanne, the top you're wearing, is that one you sewed?
Oh, you weren't here when I showed it. It's the dress. It's my
Oh, it
finished
is.
dress.
Okay, I remember seeing it looks like the pattern you were showing us.
Yeah, just
So darling.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute.
yeah.
Mm.
So I just put a belt and
Yep. Yep,
Yeah.
very
And
cute.
look closely, Casey, how she buried the stripes. Do you see that?
Oh,
Yeah,
these are going up and down, and those are crossed.
yeah, no, that's right. That's great fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, just follow the pattern.
Oh, did the pattern tell you to turn it?
One of the views did. If you use stripes, they suggested doing it. So I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's the one on the envelope that you'd pointed out to.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
stripe. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the
Okay.
outside,
Uh-huh.
and that's the inside.
And what does your measurements, what are you coming in at?
It's
What-
the 2 9x8s you're supposed to cut.
Okay.
And then the foam is 8x7.
Mhm.
Okay,
So
you
it's
did
less.
9x8,
That's
and I
exactly-
started with something that big, but when I laid the glasses on it, it looked like it was way too big.
Well, are you putting in readers or are you putting in your sunglasses? Because readers tend to be smaller.
Yeah, I was gonna just use these.
Yeah, I can't use readers because I have an astigmatism.
Uh-huh.
So I only have my one pair of glasses. My eyeglasses are my sunglasses, they're transition. So
Mhm.
it's gonna just go in my pocketbook for if for some reason I take them off. I don't take them off. Well, I take them off like at home.
Mhm.
That's really when I take them off because I need them for distance.
Mm.
So
This was 8 by, same measurements that she's used.
yeah, I'm using the one that you saw too, that video.
8x9.
Mhm.
Okay, hopefully mine won't be too small. Do you have to turn yours inside out at any point? Okay,
No.
so
Yeah.
I'll probably be okay then, since I'm not turning it inside out.
Oh, I did it the wrong way.
Yeah, because you're just
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
finish the edge with the binding,
Mhm.
so it should end up.
Yeah.
So with the one that you, Suzette and Joanne are doing, you put like the fabrics right sides together and the foam on one side, and then you kind of pillowcase it and turn it inside out and then sew it together? Okay.
The foam is fusible on both sides.
Mhm.
So you have to make sure when you press it
Mhm.
first that you're only pressing it on one side and not the other. So, and then you would put the right sides together. You'd have to
Oh,
and flip it.
My foam is sew-in, so I just pieced it around the edges before I did it.
okay.
Yeah, because it really slides around that foam when you don't.
Yeah. So you do it like you said, Casey, and then you turn it out.
Mhm.
And then you have the interior on the outside. You put
Mhm.
your little tab in there. And then you sew it
And then-
around and then turn it inside out and you're done.
Oh, okay. So your inside seam is finished because you had already pillowcased it as a flat. Okay,
Right.
all right, good. Because I was trying to figure out how'd you sew the seam, and I know it looks like there's a seam that where things are on the inside, but you're saying you flipped it, so that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Good. Mhm.
And then the hole that you leave open to turn it gets sewn up when you fold it together.
Oh, okay, great.
Which I just did wrong.
Ah!
That's our fault because we were talking to you.
Yeah.
No, I'd forgotten. I'd read it. And then so when I folded it in half, I'm going, oh, that doesn't look right.
Uh,
So I think I can use this one piece of binding to close it up
mhm,
instead of binding all the way around it. So
mhm.
I can do that. So I will just need to bind the top and a little bit of the corner first.
Mhm.
And then I'll use that and that'll reduce some of the bulk, hopefully.
Yeah. That should work.
Put
I
it
wonder how
like
Dora's,
with it. Before you turn it out, you just sew down
Yep.
here. So
Okay.
your little tab is in here.
tucked inside, and then you
Oh,
turn it
it's
all right side
inside
out.
out. Ah,
Yep, that makes sense. It's making a glasses case with an unfinished edge on the inside would not be very helpful.
Right. You have to clean them constantly.
I am obsessed with keeping mine clean. Do you ever see someone, their glasses are so filthy and you're like, how are you seeing out that?
I always
Filthy is
take them off.
charged.
Do you really, Casey? It doesn't drive you crazy?
I wear my glasses, because I wear contacts. So I wear my glasses like maybe for a half an hour in the morning before I put my glasses in if I have to, find things around here. But that's about it. So I might, wash mine once a week or something. And sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I need to wash these, and they're a little cloudy, but yeah, I'm bad about it. My sunglasses, I'm much better.
If it's somebody I know, I take them off. Give me your glasses. I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the elderly. No, the elderly in particular, because they don't know they can't see it.
Right. You're not sure if it's because I can't see, generally,
Right.
or that it's the glasses. Yeah. And I did not realize how much when you blink, actually stuff from you comes out and it's on. And I was thinking, how does this stuff get on the inside? And somebody was explaining to me, yeah, when you blink, little droplets of, your tears and stuff will kind of squirt out and land on your glasses. Like, well, that explains that mystery.
We just have stuff leaking from all over out of us.
So we didn't know it. I mean, you talk and there's little moisture molecules going out of your mouth and landing on people. It's like, whoa, I didn't know I was such a mess.
Yeah.
I touch my forehead sometimes
Oh yeah.
because it's always right up in here. I get stuff like
Aw.
moisturizer or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be slightly hypersensitive to flying spit as we go forward. It's gonna be like,
Yes. Yes. There's a person in my life who excuse me, pre-pandemic, I still stood kind of 5 to 6 feet away from, because he has very active salivary glands. Excuse me.
poor Casey.
There was a guy that I used to work with had, like, you don't consider your personal space, and I would back up and he would get closer and back up. I mean, I can hear you from 3 or 4 feet away. You don't have to be like.
Yeah. 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 And somebody was telling me, this was a long time ago, about people, I guess, from the Arab cultures, tend to be right up close. And it's almost like if they can't feel their breath bouncing off your face, they don't think you've heard them.
Feel the breath?
Yeah. Because I was like, I was doing the same thing. I was backing up and I was like, what is with this guy? And he says, he's from, I don't remember, but it's some Arab country. And he says, unless they can feel the breath bouncing off of your face, they don't think you can hear them. It's like,
Oh,
I don't know how
wow.
those people are doing during COVID now. Whew.
I don't know. Pretty bad in India right now.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that they were lucky. They weren't really doing anything to prevent it, but they just happened to, by geography and, population stuff, they were lucky that they didn't experience the really big waves earlier. And then when this last one came, they were seeing the rest of the world opening up. So they figure, oh, it's, fine. But they opened it up, and yeah, and their medical system is not as robust as other countries. So they're just not, they didn't have the capacity apparently. So. But you can imagine having to bring your own oxygen to the hospital for your family member.
Mhm.
I get mad at some of the folks around here. Like, they were like, oh, my rights are being impinged on, and, America's going to hell in a handbasket. I'm like, do you have to bring oxygen to the hospital with you when you go in? I don't think so. I think we're doing pretty darn good in some spaces. We can work, yeah, but.
Yeah.
We're just running out of gas. That's no problem.
Well, yeah, that is a little bit of a problem, but that should be impetus for this, infrastructure bill to get push through. Maybe not as designed. I'm not necessarily up for the whole load, but let's get something going here, folks.
Yeah.
That
If it
just
goes
means
on-
over. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, if it goes on too long, they're gonna have a huge demand for electric cars because people are gonna be like, this doesn't work.
I'll be more upset about not getting gas for my lawnmower than my car.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Well, this just means all our groceries are going up because that means the trucks don't have gas either.
Mhm.
I agree. And the school buses too. I said, I put Isabel on the bus today. I said, if your bus runs out of gas, you be sure to call me for a ride.
You better be willing to carpool some of her friends so you can all save gas.
Yeah.
You'll be
Well,
able-
I mean,
you'll be
again,
using
in
those
some,
siphoning skills you have.
hold on, I got this. Oh, on the flip side of it, like you could see how too, this would be so good for the earth.
Mhm. Yeah, we all need to dial it back a little bit.
Mhm.
Close
And
enough to
I-
everything to walk, so
Mm.
Everything what?
I'm close enough for the things I need. I can walk there.
Yeah, that would be my dream, to live somewhere where I just walked everywhere. That
Mhm.
people could
I
walk. to
could,
school,
yeah.
Library, all grocery, all of it.
Yeah, the grocery store is right down the street. The mall is right down the street. Walmart, everything's like I can easily walk to where I need
Nice,
to go.
Joanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really a treat. Our neighborhoods are not built like that at all. They built the houses before anything else where we are.
Yeah.
And
That's
all
one
the
of my
kids-
stipulations for when we moved. I said I want to be no more than like 5 minutes away from a grocery store by
Mm,
car. And so it's probably just about 5 minutes, but if I go out the end of my property and down the open space, I can actually walk to the grocery store. Because to go by car, you have to go out and around, but I could actually walk down the hill to the grocery store and it's,
If you had a cute little bike, like with a basket, could you ride there? Is there like a safe?
well, I could ride by the road. Yeah. That wouldn't be, but it's like, I don't know, 2 miles. The problem is it's uphill to get back home. So.
Yeah, you can buy much.
Yeah, we have to be couple trips together to get everything done because yeah, unfortunately we don't buy milk in the gallon size anymore. So I think we could get most of our needs met. But
Mhm. Yeah. Wow, all these different ways we have to think about what we do.
yeah,
I was telling Megan not to waste her gas in her car, that, just in case this goes on for a little while. And it's like they can't even hear you. She goes, am I still allowed to go to the gym? Which is like 30 miles round trip. And I'm like,
Oh.
so rather than argue with her, I just said, well, I guess until you run out of gas, and then you have to stay home.
Yeah, the gym's around the corner too.
Good for you.
Church, I can go. Yeah.
That's really is a luxury, Joanne. That's
Well, my
nice.
husband, that was his goal, was to be near everything. My goal was to be in the woods, away from everything.
Oh,
So we're in this townhouse plaza area that's kind of like in a gully. So in a way, like you can't, because of that, you don't hear a lot of the stuff. You don't, in the summer, we don't see the apartment buildings that's like right there because all the trees are covering it.
Mhm.
So in some ways, if I'm on my deck in the summer, it feels like it's a little secluded, even if we're not. But we're right near the highway. We're right off the highway. So for him, that was what he needed.
Mhm.
ease of access. Yeah,
Mm.
I could go either way. I could live in the city or in the middle of nowhere.
Having done both, I've decided that on this end of the curve, I needed to be close to things.
Oh, on the end of the curve. Oh,
This end, not the end, this end.
Yeah, I'd
But-
like to be out in the middle of nowhere, but you have to be near a hospital.
Oh.
Yeah.
no.
Dave's family has heart and cancer history. So I was like, I have to have that stuff nearby because I don't want to be, one of those people who has to sleep in the hospital chair because I don't want to drive 2 hours to get back to home. So,
Right.
That's the worst, isn't it?
Come here. Come here.
Oh, pretty
I
cute.
bet the cat is happy to see you.
Yes, she said, you've had enough time to talk. Now I want to go out.
Once we got to catch up. What
Yeah.
time do you have to leave for your mom's appointment, Suzette?
11. And then I get to sit in the car for however long that takes, because this place won't let you in.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Do you,
And
are-
with the gas shortage, you better not be running your car in the like air conditioner, huh?
no,
Yeah.
Rose, you have to.
I'm
You
gonna
would-
have to, I'll do it every so often because it's like in the high 80s.
Yeah, you'll be way too hot.
But we have gas here.
Mhm.
We're
You
not
do.
short.
What's the
That's
price
good.
like? Has it gone up a lot?
It's gone up. Yeah, probably about 40 cents or 50
Mhm.
cents since the
In the
beginning. of
last
the year.
week? Like the last week?
No, since the beginning of the year.
Mm.
When I rented the car, they had this thing where you could prepay for a tank of gas so that when you brought it back, you didn't have to have a full tank of gas. And at first I thought, oh, they're going to give me, well, what it is if you prepay, it was $2.65. And if you have them fill it up afterwards, $4.25. But as I was like trying to figure it out, he said, I had to pay for gas this morning before he came into work. He said it was $2.96.9 or something like that. And so I thought, oh, well, yeah, then it makes sense. And when you have to fill up near the airport, it is more expensive. So I said, yeah, I will do it. And then the pipeline thing was starting to get, serious. I was like, boy, am I glad I did that because the gas went up another 20 cents on the in between. I was like, that was a good bargain.
Yeah, goodness gracious. So 2 weeks from the time it's open, but it's not open right now, right?
As of yesterday, it wasn't. I haven't seen anything yet today. Yeah.
There's so many people in this area too, like they're just never going to keep up with the demand.
Well, and also your lifestyle is set up that you have to drive everywhere. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't they just bring in trucks with things?
Well, I told you they don't have the truckers. There's a trucker shortage. Because you have to have additional training to carry gasoline. Makes sense, right? And
Anything flammable or there's a
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
there's
And
no
so
certificate.
it was a aging workforce. And when COVID hit, they're like, yeah, maybe this is time to get out. And they got out. And so they don't have anyone trained to do this job. And but I did see yesterday which this kind of sounds a little dangerous. They extended 18 hours these truckers can drive now to meet this demand.
Yeah.
18 hours of flammable liquids.
Yeah, that's not a good idea, folks.
Yeah.
That's like what, 6 hours of sleep, assuming you can close your eyes as soon as you hit the bed and you don't need to eat or anything or walk because you've been sitting all day. So
Oh dear.
I have
uh,
I have a cousin who's in her 60s and she's a truck driver. Not fuel, but
oh, okay.
long distance. I mean, she's all over the place, but she had a drop off here in Tampa and I went to pick her up for the day. It's amazing inside those trucks. It's like a little
They're
apartment.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd be a little
She
afraid
might-
to stay at rest stops and truck stops.
Mhm.
Does she own her truck?
No.
No.
She's going to retire in September because she said, I'm not going another winter.
Mm.
Yeah. Anybody in the industry could probably get a pretty serious pay bump right now if they did transition over to the fuel.
Mhm.
Finished.
Yay!
Let's see. Let's see.
Ta-da.
Oh, it's really pretty. I
Oh,
love
very
the
cute.
fabric.
Right.
Yeah.
Yay. That was good. That didn't take too long. 40 minutes?
I mean, yeah, I could have gone faster, but I was just I had already cut it out. I already pressed part of it. I had already done a
Mhm.
few of things ahead of time.
Good, success, success. I'm still
Mhm.
clamping mine.
So good.
Are you still gonna do your fanny pack, Casey?
Yes, but it may get pushed off a little bit because we're coming up to the parts of the house that we are going to have to do. So like, as soon as I get off with you guys, I need to put my lunch in the thermos and head up to the house with a stop at Home Depot to get a couple things. And then it's going to be a full day of work today. So
Oh.
yeah, so it's very
So
exciting.
are you on track for like June move-in?
No, it's still going to probably be the first week of July, and that's assuming that our exterior doors come in when they say they're going to come in. We thought they were coming in on the 5th, but apparently that was just the day that they were going to send the manufacturer was going to send the doors to the company that puts the jams around them, and then they were going to give them to us. So it's like, oh, okay.
This is your front door, like your front door?
Front door, the man doors on the garage, and the 2 doors downstairs that go, from the walkout basement outside. So yeah, So the house is not secured at the moment, but I have Hank and his dog that patrols the area, so I don't worry too much about it.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
gosh. So you can't really bring in any appliances or anything?
Not yet, but as soon as the man doors go in and they paint, then we can put the garage door up and then we can start storing stuff in there,
Mm.
building materials and appliances and stuff like that. So,
And then did you get all your possessions there in storage, or are they still going to come from somewhere else?
oh no, we moved them out where are we now? It's been over a year. So we left Connecticut in July of 2019. And by October of 2019, our stuff was here and we stored it in a storage place up here. That's why I've been able to go and get things like, so when I say I'm going to go get some fabric, I go up to the storage room and I look through my Excel spreadsheet and look for the fabric in the box, and then the fabric in there. So, but some things.
How big of a space did you need for all your possessions?
So we got two
Yeah.
20 by, no, we got a 20 by 15, no, a 10 by 15 and a 20 by 10. One inside, one outside, because I wanted some things protected from the heat. And we did that because I wanted to be able to walk down, have an aisle to walk down the middle so I could get things, because I knew it was going to be at least 10 months before, and there were things that we're going to need in that, we're going through. We'd only packed, I had a wardrobe, a micro wardrobe. So we had to be able to, pull some things out seasonally and put them back. So, so it's worked out pretty good. We could have, we drive by some of the people who got their doors open and it's stuff right out to the end. And you're like, oh yeah, how would you ever find anything in there?
Yeah.
So Dave built shelves inside it, which will then move to the house. And so everything's on shelves. I can see the numbers. And so I can find I know which ones are inside and which ones are outside. So it's like box 134 and it's outside. Okay.
Yeah.
I even labeled the shelves, so I know it's done shelf D5.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a cool system.
Because to have your possessions boxed up for over a year,
Yeah.
I'm not buying more because I'm on that. Let's go do less, and I'm not buying a new something if I know I've got it in there. So.
Yeah.
We're either doing without or I'm finding it through this system. So
Are you getting excited for the day, like when you can have all your stuff?
yes. And the funny thing in my head, how you get a little vision of whatever it is I open a box and there's fabric wrapped around all the stuff, and I get to take the fabric out and put it up in the room, and then I'll deal with the box, whatever's in the box. But it's like I can't wait to open up and find all the fabric again.
Yeah, that will help you expedite your unpacking process.
Yes. So, and then we won't have as much, there's some packing materials. It'll be mostly the boxes because everything else, I pretty much used fabric for the, cushioning kind of stuff. So there's very little paper or bubble wrap. There's a few things I had to bubble wrap, but for the most part, I was able to use the fabric. So.
Awesome. How many square feet will you have?
So for our main floor, it'll be about 1,800 square feet. That's, the big thing. But then if you add in the walkout basement, and I think they count the garage. I'm not sure around here. It's all finished space, apparently. It'll be about 3,100.
Wow,
That's huge.
that is huge.
Well, I mean, in Connecticut, Dave's thing would be in a basement, and that would not be part of the square footage.
Right.
So, and then, we would sometimes put a rec room down in the basement, and that would not necessarily be considered part of the square footage unless you finished it off, to a certain level. So it's kind of like, it seems like more house, but it's actually not, because of the way they have to, you have to finish things around here. So, but we've got it so we can transition from now to wheeling me out 30 years from now. So
That's smart of you, though, to think about that. I mean, it is a reality, probably.
yeah, and I don't want to have to, this is it. This is my last move. So
That was a big move.
yeah.
Did you
It
all think about it for a really long time before you finally decided?
Well, we had been talking about, Dave had figured we were not going to be able to afford to retire in Connecticut,
Yeah.
given the tax structure and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah.
And so I knew that he would be looking to go elsewhere. So then I kind of started looking in the Carolinas, and both of us knew Florida was not an option for us. But then when I thought about it, Prescott has 4 seasons. Their winters are not real hard, but you do get some snow. So that would make me happy. And then he grew up here and his sisters are here. So that makes him happy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So, he was surprised when I presented the idea. He was like, really? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. We spent the last 30 some odd years here in Connecticut. We can spend the next 30 some odd years in Arizona. So,
Nice.
Is that where you met, in Connecticut?
no, we met in a bar room in Arizona.
Oh, that's so fun. What were you drinking?
Oh, I might have had a beer. I wasn't drinking a lot then. We were just there for the music and dancing because my girlfriend was a big country swing dance kind of person, which was really funny because Dave started talking to her, and then all of a sudden I hear, no, but Casey will. And I'm like, will what? You would not suspect that this woman could do wild and crazy things, but I got involved in a few wild and crazy things on the earlier part of the trip. So I was like, well, what? To dance. It's like, oh yeah, I could dance this. So Dave and I started dancing, and we've been married 37 years.
Yay.
She did ask me at one point if I would clone him. I said, sorry, honey, that ship sailed. You can't have him back.
So she's sad she missed out.
Mhm.
Did she get married?
She had a partner for a bit, but then they split up. But she did have opportunity. So we have girls that are like, I don't know, 4 months apart, 6 months apart.
Oh,
So we were able to, have that bond that continued our friendship. So yeah.
that's really neat.
Yeah.
Wow. So fun. All righty, ladies, shall we say goodbye and let Susan?
Yeah, I got to get up to the house.
Okay, everybody. Have a good one. I'll see some tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.